There is this fantasy about a Slavic woman online. She always looks beautiful and fit, even if she gave birth to 3 children. She has incredibly high standards for men, but also she's a perfect housewife. She's soft and feminine, but also very strong and even full of herself. It seems that Slavic women are full of contradictions, and maybe that's what makes them so different and intriguing. Growing up around Slavic women taught me a lot about how they approach womanhood and femininity. Here is a secret you need to know. What makes them so unique is that they approach life, relationships, and beauty in a very different way. Today, I'm unpacking all of the Slavic secrets. How they approach their food and lifestyle, what makes their beauty so magnetic and unique, how they see relationships and men, what are their principles and views on femininity. Of course, in reality, all girls are different. Today we will explore cultural patterns and Slavic secrets that will allow you to become more soft and feminine and to finally start having high standards that you deserve. I want to start with the foundation, and for me it is food and eating habits. Your eating habits affect you more than the skincare you use, or how much you invest into salon procedures, or how often you exercise. Your food is what you are, and you will be surprised to learn how many things Slavic people do different when it comes to food. First of all, they are very in touch with nature and organic and seasonal produce. In Slavic countries, organic produce is not something that you buy from a supermarket with the label organic and that costs triple the price of normal product. It is something that you buy directly from a farmer or that you grow in your garden. It is very accessible. It is not a staple of healthy, rich lifestyle. It is everyday diet. When I was growing up, every Saturday, we had a farmer coming directly in front of our multi-story building, and I grew up in a very big city, mind you, with his milk and milk products that he made during the week that he got from his own cows. And you could go there and buy it every single week. So see, it is very accessible. It is right there, and everybody knows that these products are much better than double pasteurized stuff that you can find in the supermarket. Slavic people also eat a lot of fermented products, kind of like sauerkraut or pickled stuff, and a lot of milk products like yogurt, kefir, and such. All of this stuff has a lot of useful probiotics that are awesome for your gut. It is better than any skincare you can use. It cleanses you from the inside, and you will see the results on your skin. You can always implement this stuff into your diet. For example, eat kimchi every single day. This is not Slavic thing, but this is fermented stuff that many people really like. It is very good for you. It is an investment in your beauty and your health long term. In Slavic culture, it is understood that vitamins, probiotics, nutrients you shall get with your diet from real produce, from seasonal products, not from a jar. Nobody rushes to buy vitamins. Everybody tries to make sure they get this stuff from their diet. Of course, just having access to these good farm organic products is not enough. You need to make food out of it. And in Slavic cultures, it is normal for everybody to know how to cook and how to cook from scratch. People learn it from childhood in their own families. It is not something they discover when they are adults and they want to have a healthy lifestyle. They know how to make it happen from childhood. When I was younger and I lived at home, I used to never gain weight, even though in my family we had baked goods almost every single day. I thought that I just have that type of body, I can eat whatever I want. I will just never gain weight. And oh boy, how wrong I was. When I moved abroad, very quickly I gained 10 extra kg. And this is because my diet changed. Even though I used to eat so much of evil gluten, overall my diet was very clean, very home cooked, very cooked from scratch, when you know which ingredients you put, when ingredients are very natural and often farm grown. So your body gets this healthy food majority of the time. You don't gain weight because your diet is so good. But after moving abroad, I gained extra weight very fast because I didn't expect I need to count my calories from now on. And by the way, recently I released a video about my weight loss. I was struggling for 4 years and then I lost weight in 2 months. It is a fantastic video packed with my experience and things that I learned on the way. If you haven't seen it and you're interested in weight loss, please go watch it. Women in Slavic culture know how to be good hostesses, how to cook and how to make house a home. And it is nothing about being subservient and serving your man or whatnot. It is about having very useful life skills. Today, really, I don't understand when some girls say with pride, I don't know how to cook. I can't even turn on the stove. It is nothing to be proud of. A grown adult person needs to know how to take care of themselves. And cooking is just one of the useful skills you need to have as an adult. Now let's talk about the famous Slavic stare. A lot of girls online try to mimic it nowadays. It became a global trend. It is famous, well-known phenomena around the world that Slavic people don't smile. There is a reason for this attitude. Slavic culture is very, very sincere. Slavic people are not fake. It is built into the culture. If I meet my friend and I ask them, how are you? I genuinely want to know how you are. Whatever you experienced, if your day was absolute disaster, I want you to tell it to me. If I'm asking, I'm interested. I'm not doing it out of politeness. This is how this culture is. Slavic people prefer deep, genuine connection with people rather than superficial small talk out of politeness. You say how you are, you reply, I'm fine, you move on. I remember that in my English lessons when I was a kid, our teacher used to tell us very often, for crying out loud, if people ask you, how are you in English, please don't tell them how you really are. Just tell them, I'm fine. It's just a greeting. It doesn't mean anything. For our culture, it's a very foreign concept. When you are sincere and authentic in your life changes pretty quickly. Not because everybody starts avoiding you because you're so rude, but because you genuinely want to get to know people and you save your energy on this superficial interaction, on trying to be fake, on trying to get everybody around to like you. Slavic women do not need everybody to like them. They only want the people who genuinely care about them and people who they genuinely care for. You surround yourself with sincere people when you are sincere. Because Slavic women are sincere and not fake, they're not pick me. They never behave in such a way. The concept of just pretending, developing some fake personality to get everyone around to like you is just very foreign for the culture. They prefer to look for people who are authentic, with whom they can be authentic in the long run, who can genuinely connect with them. That saves a lot of energy and attracts correct people. And because Slavic people prefer deep, genuine connection, Slavic women like to share with their friends and family. They tell them what they're going through and they get the support, especially from the girlfriends. And you might say, don't share with your friends, don't burden them with your struggles, just go to a psychologist because that's how you do it in the West nowadays, right? But guys, going to a psychologist is good and useful, but it has completely different purpose from sharing with your friend. You can't get a psychologist to sympathize with you, to cry and laugh with you, to live with you through your experiences. They have a purpose to help you with your mental health. It is different from the experience that you will have with a friend. And I genuinely believe that for a woman, it is very important to be able to share with other females because some experiences we go through in our lives are very understandable, only understandable to another female. And I say that Slavic culture is a very female culture. There is, of course, a social reason to that. There were a lot of wars in the 20th century, a lot of men died, and overall in many Eastern European countries, there is majority of women. And that's why they got access to workplaces very early. Already in the beginning of 20th century, many Eastern European countries had equal access for men and for women to the workplace. As a result, nowadays, Slavic cultures have a few generations of women who had education, who had careers, who had access to achieve something in the world and to make something of themselves. It is expected from a daughter that she will go and get a good education and will go on and build a career for herself, which makes Slavic women very accomplished, educated, and independent. They are not the kind of a woman who sits pretty and waits for a man to come get her. And there is this stereotype online, I see it very often, that Slavic woman just wants to exchange her beauty for stability from a man. This couldn't be further from truth. They are very accomplished, and that's why they have high standards for men. If you can provide, if you can get anything for yourself, if you're established, you don't want a man who will drag you down. You want a man who will make your life better, not worse. And this is very important. Slavic women do not compete with men. This is very important for the culture. If a man is opening a door in front of you, helps you with a chair, pushes it out when you see it, carries your heavy bags, or pays for the date, doesn't split the bill with you, it is something expected, and it is not done because you as a female is lesser, you can't do it on your own. There is no even such thought in anybody's head. Everybody knows that you're capable as a Slavic woman. Everybody knows you can do it for yourself. It is not something to go and prove to the man. You will accept it gracefully from him, because if he wants to offer his help and his masculine energy to help you, it is something to be grateful for and to accept with grace, not something to fight and show that you can do it on your own. He knows you can do it on your own. I believe in this culture, there is nothing for a woman to prove. Everybody knows that she is capable, right? But there is everything for a man to prove. She needs to see that he will be her supporter, he will be a partner, he will be able to take on responsibility, he will be a good investment into her future, in the future of her children as well, and he won't become her burden. So he has a lot to prove. Of course, he has to invest into her, into the dates, pay for the bills, be a man next to her. She needs to see that he is worthy, and there is nothing wrong about that. When we hear that a man says, I want an educated woman, I want a woman with a career who has goals, nobody finds it a matter to frown upon. Everybody thinks, yeah, that makes sense. You want a partner who is interesting and accomplished. But when a woman says the same, it is something of a problem suddenly, as if she is a gold digger instantly. But that just means that she also wants an equal partner who will participate in her life and with whom she will be able to build a good life for herself and for her family, and not somebody who will drag her down. That's all it really is. And that's why you also need to have high standards for men. You don't have to apologize for them. It is a matter of your safety. When we talked about cooking and how families know how to cook and teach their children to cook from scratch, I already mentioned that many women are very nurturing. They know how to create something from scratch. They love to cook. But apart from cooking, there are many other feminine hobbies that Slavic women indulge into. For example, many of them know how to sew, how to knit. They know how to draw or to play music instruments. By the way, art schools are quite accessible usually in Slavic countries. And I find that overall, for all human beings, it is very important to know how to do things with your own hands. Because when you know how to do these things, you have a special appreciation for things that you get in your life. Even for a meal that is served in front of you in a restaurant, you know how much labor went into it and you have appreciation for it. That makes you different as a human. That makes you see life with gratitude, and that changes the way you see world around yourself. And for a woman specifically, it is very important to be able to create something out of nothing, because we as women are creators. We create new life. It is very feminine. It will nurture your feminine energy to be able to create something. You need to find a feminine hobby for yourself, whether it is dance or music or painting or sewing or knitting or what have you. You don't have to indulge in some specific hobby that you don't like and won't enjoy just because it will nurture your feminine. It will have the opposite effect because it will make you resentful. But you can find something that you will enjoy that will be very good for you. Feminine hobbies are a real thing. Finally, it's time to talk about the beauty and appearances. I on purpose left it for the end because in my opinion, I already covered the foundations of beauty, like eating well, having a good diet, having healthy skin, being healthy from the inside out, having hobbies and activities that you do, being in touch with nature. All of that is the foundation of beauty. But let's talk specifically about the appearances. Slavic women famously like to look beautiful wherever they go. They look pretty when they go to office every single day. They look pretty when they go to see their girlfriends. They look pretty when they go to pick up their kid from school, not only when they go out to go meet men. And that tells us something very important about them. They don't try to look beautiful to attract attention. They try to look beautiful to love themselves. When you look pretty, you see yourself differently and you instantly become more confident. Remember those days when you didn't get your hair done, didn't get makeup done, wore baggy pants and hoodie, and went outside to run a few errands. I'm not saying you shall never do that. It's a fact of life. Sometimes it happens. But think of how you felt that day when you did that. You felt like you don't want to be seen, like you want to disappear in the background. You felt like you want to quickly do whatever you came out to do and run back into your apartment, and God forbid somebody will see you this way. This energy shows. It makes you less attractive, less magnetic. And yes, if you do this every now and again, this energy accumulates. There is a reason why they try to look beautiful all the time, because they want to see themselves beautiful all the time. Even if they stay at home, light makeup, lip gloss is always there. If you see yourself today not beautiful in your understanding because you're not put together, tomorrow you invest time in your looks and you look beautiful, your energy shifts all the time. You don't feel very stable and confident all the time. You understand? Because you see yourself in that ugly, let's say, state. That's why the effect is very accumulative. You need to invest time in your looks every day, even if you don't go out. It will shift your energy. It will make you very confident. You will love yourself more. You will enjoy seeing yourself in the mirror when you pass by. And this is the reason why they love to do that. When we talk about hairstyles and makeup, classic Slavic features are usually soft. There are different girls out there, of course, but on the average, usually they don't have very sharp cheekbones, very sharp jaws. It is very soft, very round, oval shaped faces and eyes. This creates this kind of childish, very feminine look on them that of course look very feminine and fragile. If you want to achieve those same looks, and by the way, I'm not saying that sharp features are not beautiful, we're just talking specifically about this culture, that's why we're discussing this. If you want to achieve this more soft feminine look, you can use few tweaks. For example, you put blush on apples of your cheeks as if you were touched by the frost and just naturally blushed. Use sparkly textures in the corners of your eyes, in your eye shades, to create this look as if you were just crying. Very feminine, very innocent look. You can use also shimmers and pink colors in your lipsticks and stuff like that. Hair are usually soft, very voluminous, very wavy or curly, because Slavic women usually have very soft hair. And part of being put together all the time is, of course, manicure. It became very famous around the world. If you're very much anti-acrylic manicure, you don't have to do it, of course. But I must tell you that I'm wearing it more than 10 years now. Nothing happened to me. And it helps me to look instantly put together because, let's be honest, taking care of natural nails is hard. One of the reasons why Slavic women want to look put together and beautiful every single day is because they believe that every day deserves to be celebrated. She won't postpone wearing her best dress for some occasion or her best jewelry for a holiday. She will wear it when she goes out because she wants to look beautiful today. She wants to enjoy it today. Every day deserves to be celebrated. So please don't put your best clothes for later, your best dishes for when guests come. You deserve to surround yourself with the beauty every single day. And of course, it will make you more feminine because femininity is all about beauty and softness. Thank you for watching this video. Share in the comments which tips you liked and hope to implement into your life. And if you want me to cover more cultures, I'm thinking about it right now, please also suggest in the comments which cultures I shall look into next. And if you haven't seen it yet, please check my video on the feminine secrets of Middle Eastern women. It is very popular on my channel, already has over 40,000 views, and it has lots of femininity secrets from the East. I'm sure you will enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.